Okay guys, here we are in round 2 of the Vintage Daily event, and we've drawn infant number 1. And I happen to know that infant is playing workshops, very similar build to ours. I think he's got a main deck worm coil, he's running 3 metamorphs, 3 precursors main, but no hanger backs, so it's close. We've won the die roll, which is great. Yeah, I mean, this is reasonable. Obviously, we've got to try and get our precursor column out next turn. So we're going to keep it. Look, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. We've got some disruption in Metamorph and the Wastelands. Like, we don't have to get the precursor down right away. I mean, there's a very real possibility we end up Wastelanding next turn and playing a Ravager and Revoker. Let's see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with this hand. It's not great by any means, but we're bringing it in. What would be really awful for us if he had something like a turn 1 precursor. That's ugly for us. Okay, this could be a turn 1 precursor. Or Wormcoil, even worse. I mean, that's a great start from our opponent for sure. If it's a precursor, I mean, we're going to have to play out our own precursor here. Okay, it's a lot of mana. This could be a real big hangerback walker, or ballista. Chalice of 2. Okay, that's pretty good. The funny thing is yes, I acknowledge that he's shut off 2 of my cards in my hand, but my opponent has an awful lot of 2-drops in his deck too. So let's see what this brings. I mean, let's just hope he doesn't have anything to match the precursor here. I mean, he didn't use the Lotus there, so maybe he doesn't have anything else. I don't know. Maybe he is packing one of the big cards. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can live with that all day long. Oh wow, guys. All right. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. Now, he's got a lot of mana. It probably doesn't do me a whole lot of good to wasteland him, but I'm going to anyways, just in case of ballista or something. So we just got to dodge this turn here. And I mean, even a precursor golem itself is not going to do it. So we're going to bring in a couple sphere resistance. These are obviously much better on the play than they are on the draw, but some people just don't anticipate people keeping spheres in their deck post board, and it can really play with people's game plans. So we're going to try this out. It's also reasonable to bring in, something like a Tormod's Crypt here to combat a Crucible lock, but we're not going to be playing around a Crucible lock here. If we get caught in one, then so be it. This could go bad in a couple different ways for sure. I mean, we don't have a lot of heat. Do we keep this? I don't feel like it's very good, but it's got lands. I'm going to keep it. The spheres should definitely end up being bricks, but let's see what happens. Strip mine's fine. Mana Crypt I'm not as happy to see. Revoker, okay. We'd love a Revoker of our own. Walking Ballista, good pick. I'm going to let the workshop go here. I'm just going to play the Foundry Inspector, and he can get my workshop with his strip mine. I think that's completely fine. Now look, I mean, this is a little more awkward if he's got a Dismember in his hand, but I'm willing to live with that. Now this is dicey for sure. A lot of things can go wrong here. Almost assuredly he's got a Precursor Golem or a Wormcoil in his hand, but we've got the edge here in mana though with the Academy. I'm presuming he doesn't have anything good there. So that's 3 mana he's got. And very difficult to resist killing a Mishra's Workshop, particularly when there's a Sphere Resistance in place. So we'll see what he does here. What we don't want to see is something like an Overseer or an Overseer. Metamorph, okay. That's a good one for sure. We know he's struggling on mana. I was going to say, that's really brash of him to attack in with that. Because if I do have a Ballista, it's not as good for him. I can Ballista at 2 and waste. Or I can wait to get that Academy in play. I think I'm going to wait. Look at this is definitely greedy of us playing it this way, but I'm and I could be attacking him here, but my fear is he'll just block with one of his guys, and I don't mind trading Foundry for a Foundry because I have so much mana, but maybe I should, because I'm ahead in the damage race here, or would be tied for it if he didn't block. Maybe I'm being too passive here. Let's see what he names here. Hopefully he doesn't name Hangerback Walker. Maybe Ravager? Mock Sapphire, okay. So you might think I'm tied down on mana here. No attack, eh? So he is relying on that Foundry Inspector. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 mana. Which equals 5. Which means I can get a hanger back for 3, which is really solid. Oh, my own Revoker. Jeez, is that a nice draw. See, these spheres are wreaking havoc here. You know, we're just at a stalemate. I'm going to let the Mana Crypt do some work here. He's been winning some flips here. I mean, we're very, despite he's low on mana here, I mean, this is a closer game than it looks, just in the sense I'm not able to get any damage really through. I guess once I get my Hangerback Walker out, I'll be able to. Now he does have an active Mana Crypt. Now he may be getting desperate here. I mean, maybe he's going to make an attack. I don't know. That's fine. I don't mind necessarily trading my Inspector for the Revoker, because if I draw a Ballista, it's so good, right? Three. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can do 4. Which doesn't really matter if I lose the Inspector, right? Yeah, it does. I believe that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus the spheres, that is correct. It's a big boy. And I will attack with my Inspector. No problem. If he wants to trade the Walking Ballista off, that's fine. Or the Ravager with Walking Ballista on it, because he's nowhere near casting a Ballista. And I don't think he can afford to gamble that I have one in my hand, given the board state. It'd be interesting to see whether he takes it or not. I don't think he will, though. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully he loses a flip here. That will be really helpful. We just need to keep him off mana for another couple turns, and we'll be doing great. All right. I'll trade my Inspector off once again for the Revoker here. It doesn't matter. But I won't attack with my Revoker, of course. I think that the clock is working in our favor here. I think it suits us to be really aggressive with this Hangerback Walker. It will cost him a lot to block it. See no reason to play shy here. Let's just get it out. You know, worst case scenario here, he peels something, and you know, I guess a workshop would be worst case scenario for us here. But even given that state, I mean, it's not the worst for us. And that Mana Crypt's doing some work for it. Oh, Revoker's a really great draw here. I see no reason. I'm just gonna play this thing here. I'm gonna put it on Mana Crypt again. And we're just gonna plow in with everything. Alright, we're gonna get here, guys, almost assuredly here. Yep. So he's on a Mana Crypt flip here. And yeah. Oh, we won one. That's got to be game. I don't think there's anything you can do here. Yeah. Style points, kill with the Revoker here.